What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Alpha Matt channel. So this is kind of like my first real video about, like my Navy experience as far as like being in the DEP program. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what I've been dealing with as far as having pretty much this much time to me shipping out. So your recruiters are they're gonna come together with you a lot. So they're gonna pretty much want you to call every week. They want to meet up with you at least once a week. They want to see your face to make sure that their property, well, it's not really their property, but the government's property is pretty much okay. And so, like me, I'll talk to my recruiter at least like once a week. So like every Monday I'll give him a call and be like, yeah, hey, what's up, And so the LPO, the lead petty officer of at least my Navy recruiting station, he called me about a month and a half ago, and he said, so like me, I'm going in, let's back up. I'm going in as an AO, so aviation ordnance, right? E3. So that was the job that I signed my contract at MEPS. That is the job that I'm supposed to be going in as when I ship off for boot camp. So he called me and he said, hey, I have these so-and-so jobs open. Are you interested? So he named them off. It was like, cook, yada, yada, intelligence, and then aircrew. But, so I was interested in aircrew. I mean, like, I tried to get aircrew, the first time I went to MEPS, which is my first choice, but AO was my second choice. So he offered aircrew, and he was like, are you interested in any of those? And I said, oh, yeah, I mean, aircrew. He's like, okay, cool. So, let me get that done for you. And so a month goes by. I'm thinking I'm going in as aircrew like this whole time. So like a month is like going by, and I have my next DEP meeting coming up, and I'm like, I haven't heard anything. I'm probably gonna ask him like, what's the status on that or whatever. But the whole time I'm like researching all kinds of, like, they got the candidate school, like swimming. I'm not I'm a good swimmer, but I don't swim a whole bunch. So I started swimming. I was getting out there working out because it wasn't just, you go to Pensacola, but there's a lot of, extra stuff you got to do. So I was doing all that, thinking I'm going to go in as aircrew. And I go to the meeting and I asked my LPO, I'm like, hey, so you called me about a month ago and you said that, I could go in as aircrew, or like the job aircrew was up. And he's like, oh, yeah. So, I hate to say it, but it got filled. I had a lot of other people want, I'm like, that would have been nice to know. Okay, like as a person that doesn't like letting anybody down, which is not a bad thing. I think, like if you tell somebody something, then they get their hopes up, and then you don't communicate that it's not going to happen, it's going to piss a lot of people off. It kind of pissed me off. I was like, dude, like, not that you can't trust that person, but you can't trust that person because now they're not going to tell you something. If if they tell you something, and then you got to follow up, basically. So he was like, it's not going to happen, da-da-da. So my tips to everybody that is thinking about joining the Navy, or even any military service, it might not be, it might be all the way across the board as far as recruiters. It's the same thing, So if a recruiter tells you something, and it's kind of like that awkward long pause where you're waiting on an answer, just go ahead, and bring it up every once in a while. Or even when you make that call or see them, go ahead like once a week, be like, hey, like you said this so-and-so, is that still on the table? Because like me, I did not do that, and I regret that. I waited a month because I knew, I felt, I've never dealt with it before. I was like, okay, like when, I don't know how this works, when they offer you a job, do you sign another contract? You gotta go back up to MEPS again? Do they, be like, okay, cool, we'll get, I didn't know. So now I didn't see a lot of videos about this on YouTube, but now that make sure to follow up, because pretty much if a recruiter offers you another job that you did not sign the contract with, that you're not shipping out as, pretty much all they got to do is they got to give you a call. They get chief on the phone and they go, do you want it? And they just have a voice confirmation that you want to go in the Navy as this quote unquote rate. Okay, so just letting it out there. My Instagram and my Snapchat is going to be down below. If you have any comments or anything, hey, check me out. I'll answer the best I can, pretty much on here every day. So see you guys, and hope this helped you out a little bit.